This country may be going to hell in a handbasket, but that doesn't mean your phalanges have to follow. In a super patriotic 4th of July episode, Kristin is spreading the good word on how to stay safe during the fireworks season, with helpful tips such as stop lighting fireworks off inside your home and don't build pipe bombs. Plus, we speculate on the market value of dolphin apartments, avoid drinking earwigs in our tea like adults, act as kazoo advocates, and more. Much like an all-dolphin jazz band, this episode is loud and a little chaotic, but will ultimately leave you with a smile on your face and a song in your heart.
They said that we'd grow out of it. Well, the joke's on them, that's just our brains. We're eccentric, loud, and stubborn, and most of our clothing is covered in stains. It's not a deficit of attention, there's just too much to think about. So if executive dysfunction becomes a little too much, if you forgot why you came in this room, or you're hypersensitive to touch, then put on your seamless socks and come join our little flock. Bitches stimming together, we're weirds of a feather, weirds of a feather.
Okay,
All
ba
right.
ba 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 ba.
Toasty in here.
It is quite warm.
Just in time for this episode.
Yep, nice and sweaty.
Yeah.
That's how I like it.
I know you're warm,
I am rather hot.
and then I agree. I am also very warm.
You agree that I am warm?
I agree that you're warm. I agree that I'm warm.
Yep, I agree. We are both warm.
We are both warm.
Yeah.
Do you want to be warmer?
Yeah, I could crank the heat up a little.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want a warm-up question?
Yeah, sure.
But first,
We're here.
this is Weirds of a Feather, an ADHD and AuDHD-Adjacent podcast.
Yep.
Nailed it.
You got it.
I'm your host, Kristin Stanhope.
I'm your host, Grace Beret.
Let's get into it. We got a little tidbit, tiny bagel bite.
For this patriotic 4th of July.
For all you Americans out there, happy 4th of July.
Isn't this country wonderful? Don't we love living
We
here?
love this country.
USA! USA!
We're doing it right, as someone might have said once.
Yeah, someone could have said that.
Someone could have said that.
A white man.
Probably.
man.
But yeah, we got a cute little informative bagel bite for you today. But first, let's do a warm-up question.
Lay it on me.
Yeah, this one was sent in by Kelsey G.
Okay.
Thank you, Kelsey.
Thank you, Kelsey.
If dolphins played the trumpet, would they play it from their mouths or from their blowholes?
Very good question. I would say probably their blowholes.
I would say probably their blowholes
Yeah.
too, because they breathe out of that, right?
Yeah.
They're not. That's where the wind is coming from.
Yeah.
Could they also breathe out of their mouths?
Whoa. That's a good question. Well, I was just thinking of back when, what's his name, was doing all the dolphin tests with the LSD. The LSD guy, you know.
The CIA?
Timothy Leary was doing LSD stuff through Harvard, maybe. He worked for Harvard or one of the Ivy League schools, and he was doing a bunch of LSD research back in the 60s. And then he thought, what if we gave dolphins LSD? And he was trying to
who's funding this?
He had that woman, I think it was also Timothy Leary, right? I'll have to check this out.
Oh, the woman who had a weird relationship.
Love affair with the dolphin.
Oh.
Yeah, he wanted to see if he could teach dolphins the English language. So he had that woman live in a dolphin apartment with Peter the dolphin. And it had water in it, but she also slept in there. And she lived in there for something like 7 to 9 months. But she was doing weird, inappropriate stuff with that dolphin eventually. And then the whole thing got shut down.
Yeah.
Bad look for LSD. But
Bad luck for humanity.
Yeah. Yeah. But dolphins are no angels, not that they deserve to
Right.
get molested, but I've heard that dolphins are scary. But she was trying to teach Peter the English language, but he was having a lot of trouble, obviously, with a lot of sounds because he's a fucking dolphin. But
Yeah.
with the M sounds, because that's a bilabial sound where you're bringing your lips together, he would like roll over and use the water to kind of mute his blowhole to try to make that sound. It was very clever.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's a long-winded way of saying don't molest dolphins. And also, I think that they would play the trumpet with their blowholes.
Here at the WOF, we are anti-dolphin molestation.
Yes.
And I'm proud to say that.
I am also proud. And I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Because people didn't know where we stood.
Yeah.
We want to make it clear.
We're out. We're happy to say it.
We're proud.
We're proud.
And all you dolphin fuckers out there, come at us because we are against it adamantly. And that's a strong stance that we stand behind here at WOF.
I guess my explanation is I'm not quite sure about dolphin anatomy, but if they're breathing out of their blowholes, that's where their trachea is, your windpipe.
Yeah.
So they must not be breathing out of their mouths. So that's where all the wind would go, needing to play an instrument that relies on breath and wind.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess it's blowholes. I guess we have our answer.
Yeah. Well, too bad their flippers can't reach to play the keys, but that's okay.
That's the only thing stopping them. It's the only problem with this scenario.
And like rust. I'm sure rust would be an issue if you're in salt water with a metal instrument.
Yeah. I was going to say maybe harmonica, but harmonica requires... No, harmonica, you could maybe do it.
You still need flippers.
Yeah, you got to plug the holes. And I was going to say kazoo, but kazoo is more like you're using your voice to create the instrument. So would they play the kazoo with their mouth is the question. Because remember, it's not just blowing into the kazoo. It's you're humming into it. You know, you're our resident expert.
As a pro kazoo player.
Yeah. An advocate.
Yeah. For more kazoo play.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of humming into it. So I bet they could play it though. They could figure it out.
So they would play kazoo with their mouths, trumpet with the blowholes. Boom.
Boom.
We got it.
There.
We got it.
There's your answer, Kelsey.
We got a dolphin band.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you, Kelsey, for that intriguing question. Yeah. That's a good question.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
It even came with like a little GIF, which is very cute.
Oh my
Appreciated
gosh. That's a great warm-up question.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anyone else who has a very interesting topical question like that really has nothing to do with anything, write us in because we love those and that's such a fun one.
Love that warm-up question.
And then I got to talk about Timothy Leary, LSD.
There you go.
Dolphin molestation, dolphin apartments.
Dolphin apartments.
Yeah. Yeah, good stuff.
I wonder what the listing on Zillow for that is.
Probably high.
Yeah. In this economy.
Seriously, who can afford? You need dolphin roommates, you know? All right.
Sharing a pool with a shower curtain through it.
Yeah.
You want to get into this week's Little Plishes?
I do.
All right. Little Plishes. I have a little plish.
What you got?
I took my meds today.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. And I say that this is a little accomplishment because I realized last week I didn't take any at all.
At all? Any days?
On Friday, I opened up. I have a little medicine, and I fill it every week, like an elderly woman.
Yeah.
Like the Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
You know. And I take it out on Friday, and the whole thing is full. And I was like,
you just like didn't think to check it for 5 days,
and I was like losing my mind all week, and I'm like, I'm just having a bad week, and I'm like not taking my medicine.
God, Kristin.
I just kind of look at it, and then I'm like at work, and my coworker's like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "I haven't taken any of my ADHD medicine all week," and she just like burst out laughing.
If only you had bet on the ADHD medication, you could have remembered.
I would have remembered.
Loophole.
Yeah. Christopher's like, "What do you mean?" Because I was like a mess.
I wonder why.
Yeah. And he was like,
Kristin,
"You gotta put that in your backpack." I go, "It's in my backpack," and the alarms don't work because
you're like, shut that fucking alarm off. That's so annoying.
Yeah, who has an alarm? Well, what happens is I'm usually operating, and I don't want my alarm to go off because then I have to have the nurse. I have to have her go unlock my phone. It's very disruptive to the case, so I just don't put alarms anymore because I know I'm gonna not remember to shut the alarm off until we're mid-case.
You should be taking it like right when you get to work. Or in your car or something.
I take it around my breakfast, which I can't. Figured it out. Okay, I've got a system.
Okay, you're right.
I can't do it when I first get up because it makes me nauseous. So I have to wait. I wait a little bit. I wait till like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. And that way I've gone to work. I've woken up a little bit. I've had something to eat. I've had coffee. And then I take it and I feel great.
All right. As long as you remember to take it.
Yes. Well, that's the issue.
Yeah. Well, I'm proud of you. Good job.
Thank you.
You probably feel great today.
The last 2 days I've taken it and I feel good. But
there's
it's
something
just
to
been
this.
like, it's almost like I needed it.
Yeah, it's almost like you really need that medication.
Well, and it's also like it's going to take a while because it's atomoxetine, so or Strattera, so it takes a little bit it has to like build up in your system. So when you don't take it for a week, obviously you're gonna like missing one day is okay. Missing 2 days, not great. Missing a whole week, definitely basically have to restart the whole process again, which sucks. Yeah, but I took it today. I'm feeling all right.
Well, I'm proud of you instead of just abandoning the whole thing like we do with other things.
Yeah,
like, I was done.
I was like, you know what? I'm done with this, but I'm not.
Good job. Proud of you.
Yeah. Grace.
Yeah.
What's your plish?
Right before recording today, I was making a cup of tea for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I spotted an earwig in the tea kettle, and I didn't boil it and drink its juices in the tea. So, progress.
This is growth.
Growth. I'm not the same girl I was.
You're not the same
10 years ago.
Frog boiling girl you used to be.
Yep, I'm growing up. I guess this is growing up. Yeah, so I dumped it out. I spotted it. I said, I don't think so, earwig. Dumped him out, cleaned it out.
He was like, please boil me and drink my juices.
Yeah, he's got like this weird fetish.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think so, pal.
No, thank you.
Not today.
Don't push your fetish on me.
Yeah.
I didn't give consent.
Right? Not to kink shame, but like,
consent is key.
You're right. Yeah, consent is key. But yeah, I was proud of myself for spotting it, using my eyeballs, not just like blindly drinking things.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
This is amazing. This is
like
great.
A real adult.
Yeah. Well, that's great.
Yeah.
So,
we both accomplished big things.
Yeah, big things today. And so this episode is going to come out on the 4th of July, which to all of you non-American listeners, and we have plenty.
Yep.
I'm sorry. And to all of you American listeners, you're probably not listening to it right on the 4th of July because you're probably doing hopefully something fun.
Yeah, hopefully you're outside, I don't know, on a boat if you like, if you're into that stuff, if you like
or
wind.
if it's raining, maybe you're inside celebrating with friends and family.
Yeah, eating watermelon.
But yeah, the 4th of July is a holiday that the U.S. celebrates its independence from England. It's obviously on July 4th every year. And usually the traditional custom is to have some sort of lunch with your friends and family, hopefully outside. Yeah, it's summertime.
Barbecue.
And fireworks are usually involved.
Especially in America.
Especially in America. Well, yeah, because it's the 4th of July. No other.
Well, in general, we just seem to really enjoy celebrating with like personal fireworks, right? Seems like a very American thing.
We also, as Americans, are the only ones who celebrate the 4th of July.
What? Yeah. The whole world doesn't celebrate our independence?
Who would have thought? But yeah, as Americans, we love fireworks and we love blowing stuff up.
Yep.
And especially, I feel like the ADHD community is notoriously spontaneous and oftentimes reckless.
Impulsive.
So we're just doing a quick little safety episode. We're going to review some fire safety tips.
Yeah, a little PSA.
Some firework safety tips because I know our listeners and I love each and every one of you and I would like you to keep your fingers.
Yeah.
So.
Same.
Yes.
Don't blow yourselves up.
Please don't blow yourselves up.
And here's how.
Yeah. So this is. I was just gonna review. There's 10 tips from the Department of Homeland Security.
Dang.
You're
serious about
I know. We're getting serious.
Like little bombs.
They are little bombs.
They are.
And then
bombs.
I have 3 little tips I want to just reiterate from my own personal experience of working in trauma for a few years.
You would know best.
So yeah, in a state where fireworks were 100% legal and there was no like Maine restrictions.
Yeah, how long have Maine fireworks been legal?
Not long, but
like
in Washington,
years,
it's like
right?
There's no rules in Washington.
Yeah, but it was nuts over there.
Wild.
Is Washington the New Hampshire of the West Coast?
I don't know. They're like
live free or die.
They're very, like, the coastal side is very liberal.
Yeah.
But then you go over the Cascade Mountains and it's like, you might as well be in northern Maine or Texas, you know?
That's how it always is,
Yeah.
though, I feel like. Liberals love a breeze, a
Yeah.
sea breeze.
Exactly. But yeah, it's like 2 different states, basically. But most of the population is towards the coast. And then the other half of the state is like farmland. But yeah, let's go over the Department of Homeland Security firework safety tips. There's
Please.
10 of them. Let's do it. Number 1.
The 10 firework commandments.
Some of these I feel like are common sense, but since they are put on this website, I feel like there must have been an incident where common sense wasn't followed.
Yeah, I don't think we can make any level of assumption about common sense when it comes to fireworks.
Fireworks on the 4th of July, people are drinking.
People will astound you.
Every time I'm like, people couldn't possibly get dumber. They do. And it's kind of shocking when you're like, wow, here we are.
I think it's kind of like that vacation mode mindset where people get,
You're like,
injured.
nothing can happen to me.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
on
a
vacation.
holiday. These are like with
Right.
fireworks. It's like, these are a fun celebratory thing. And they kind of like forget that, like, no, it's like dangerous, serious equipment that you're handling,
It's a bomb.
Yeah, it's like little
It's
bombs.
a little tiny, colorful bomb.
Yep.
So, so 1, always use fireworks outside and have a bucket of water or a hose nearby in case of an accident or a fire. So, I would say outside is key for fireworks because, it is a small bomb. So, you don't want that to go off indoors.
Yeah, don't light bombs in your house.
Yeah.
Needs to be said, I guess.
It has to be said, and here we are. And they recommend designating a safety perimeter at least 35 feet. And then for aerial fireworks, which I think are like the really big ones, you want to move everyone back about 150 feet.
Okay.
Move back.
Move back.
Do not light your fireworks on fire and stand right there.
Yeah. Don't stand over it looking down.
Right? Don't try to adjust it.
Yep. Light it and then run. Don't keep touching it.
Exactly. So the next tip is about faulty fireworks. So sometimes fireworks don't go off, and this is called a dud. But duds are always risky, and so you never want to try to relight a dud firework or a failed firework. They recommend letting it sit for 5 to 10 minutes before you put it in a bucket of water.
That makes sense.
Sometimes like it's lit and it doesn't go off, but it's somehow delayed. So then someone will go and investigate, and then it will
blow up,
and then it will blow you up. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that being very dangerous.
Right. Supervise children when you're lighting fireworks, even small ones like sparklers.
Yep. Yeah, don't let children light the bigger fireworks. I would say sparklers only should be a rule,
But here we go. Sparklers burn about 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Damn.
Hot enough to melt some metals.
That's why they hurt.
They can quickly light clothing on fire. And every year, children receive burns from dropping sparklers on their feet or having it touch a body part or something like that.
That makes sense. And make sure there's no pets around.
Oh, well, that's number 5.
Oh.
Don't forget about your pets. Fireworks can be extremely stressful for pets. And there's always there's always ways to reduce their anxiety. When you're lighting fireworks, keep the pets indoors.
Lucy hates fireworks. I feel really bad. She gets so upset.
But also there's that like viral video that went around not too long ago that was that little dachshund taking a Roman candle.
Oh, God.
And like just running off with it and like
blow him up?
It didn't blow him up, but because the Roman candle, it fires away. But he was just running around, coming towards the house, coming towards people. He thought it was like a stick,
Silly little doofus.
So keep your dogs and your pets inside when you're lighting fireworks.
Yeah. And like even with the sparklers, I was just thinking like dogs being underfoot, when kids are doing the sparklers, it could like rain down onto them.
Right. You could burn your little pup. Aww. Don't do that.
And like I'm just like, I'm not a big fireworks person. And I think
I don't have a lot of experience with fireworks.
I don't know. I just think the bad effects are not worth it. And it, can really fuck a lot of animals up and like scare them. Like dogs get so scared. You got PTSD from, veterans or people who have lived in places with bombs or can scare them.
Yeah.
And it's super disruptive to the wildlife. Like it can cause birds to abandon their young and like abandon their eggs. Yeah. It can cause animals to like, because they're so scared that they flee and they like abandon their young. So it has a lot of environmental implications with like these loud booms,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I think they're terrifying.
I do too.
I hate loud noises.
Yeah.
I don't even like thunder.
I like thunder, but I am not a big fan of fireworks. Like I don't mind a big fireworks show where everyone's going to one, but I think with everyone
like a professional, like the fire department does it.
That's out on a barge,
it's out on a barge. You have people in like suits who are lighting them off who have experience with. That's great. people in your backyard.
Personal ones, yeah.
Yeah, Washington, there were no rules. People were lighting them like in their backyard in like a major city. They're lighting them in. I saw someone just light a huge firework in the middle of the street one time, where like cars were like driving around it as they were trying to light it. You know?
Oh my God!
Oh, it was. There are no rules. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's illegal to do in Washington, but I felt like people would just light them off wherever, and they're like, yeah, we'll just get some fireworks, we'll light them off, and any time of day too. Like it was, people were lighting them off at like 7 a.m. or at like 3 a.m.
And they're doing them on different days, not just the 4th. They're doing it for a fucking week
like
straight.
The whole week.
It's unpredictable.
Right.
Yeah, like imagine being someone who has like PTSD of living in a war zone.
Right.
And then you're just sleeping on like July 6th and then this random bomb goes off. Yeah, I don't think we're responsible enough to
and also
have
in
a bunch
the
of
US
fireworks.
We have such like a huge gun problem too. Like how do you, I know fireworks sound different than guns, but like
some of them don't.
And like how do you know?
Yep. Yeah, that's scary too. We all have like, school shooting trauma where we're all terrified.
Right.
So yeah, I hate being woken up by that. It just scares the shit out of me. And yeah, I don't think we're responsible enough to safely have guns or fireworks.
Christopher and I used to live in this apartment downtown, in a not great area. And every July we would play gunshots or fireworks. And you honestly couldn't tell sometimes. You just like, wait, we'll know if there's sirens after, then it's a gunshot. But if it's...
Or it could be a firework.
It could be, like, we really did. Sometimes you're like, that's definitely a firework. And sometimes you're like, that's a gunshot.
Yeah.
There's no way that's not a gunshot. But
what a fun game.
Yeah. So
USA.
Fun. Yeah.
USA. We love it here. Happy 4th, everyone.
Yeah. So moving on. So soak both spent and unused fireworks in water for a few hours before discarding them. Because you don't want to just like throw them in the trash and then have like, some sort of combustible ignite while they're taking the, you don't set your garbage men on fire. How about that?
It's good advice. It's like the whole the stain rags and mulch. Have you heard about that? That can like spontaneously combust.
Mulch can just spontaneously combust because there's so much heat generated from it.
Yeah. I saw this tragic story on TikTok about a woman whose nephew died because of like a random mulch fire. Started and like burned the house down.
On my way to work, when I lived in Washington, I would pass like a mulch farm. I don't know what you call that. A mulch place that had just huge pile, like almost as tall as your house, Grace, of mulch.
God.
And they would have to mix it, but every once in a while there'd be like a huge mulch fire and the whole town would be all smoky. And it's Washington, so you're like, is this a new forest fire? And they're like, no, you can tell by the smell it's a mulch fire from the plant down the street. And I'm like, great.
It stinks.
I did not know that was a thing I needed to be afraid of. So great. And they would last for days.
God. Yeah, move any mulch piles you have away from your house and try to like disperse them. We should talk about this in a future episode because it's like random things that no one knows. Same with the stain rags. Like if you are putting a stain on something like wood and you put all of those rags like in a trash bag, those can just spontaneously combust. So do not do that. Don't just throw those rags away.
Right.
I don't know what you do with them.
I don't know what you do with them.
But don't leave them in a pile in a small space.
My dad would know.
All right. We'll have to ask your dad. We'll get back to you guys.
Get back to you on that. But number 7, this one, once again, is it common sense or does it need to be said?
It needs to be said. In America, it needs to be said.
Never place a part of your body directly over a firework or hold a firework in your hand while lighting.
Good advice. Needs to be said, I guess.
You got to safely secure them on the ground. Shoo everybody away, even animals.
Yep.
And then you can use like a stem, something with like a long stem, either like a super long match, like for fireplaces, or one of those lighters that are longer. I don't know. Don't stand next to it while you're lighting it.
I am forever traumatized by that story a few years ago where a guy was very drunk, but he decided to light a firework off of the top of his head and, sorry, this is graphic, blew his head off right in front of his brother. It's like, sorry to share that, but that just like fucked me up so bad. Like, I feel really bad, but that shouldn't have to be said, not to light bombs from the top of your head.
Shouldn't.
Don't light bombs that you're holding in your hands, Just think of them as bombs.
Little tiny bombs.
Yeah, little.
But not tiny because they're still big.
Medium-sized bombs.
Because they are.
Yeah.
So the other thing they recommend that I didn't even think about is lighting one firework at a time. Because if you light multiple, that increases your risk for accidents or like.
And if they're different kinds, you don't know where they're going.
And they're talking about maybe one fuse is longer than the other. And so maybe you think they both went off, but one hasn't. And then you go to check on them and then another one.
That makes sense.
Anyway, avoid alcohol consumption when handling fireworks. And then they even say this should be pretty self-explanatory, but it's not because people do it every year.
Yeah.
Every person I've seen with a firework injury, drunk as a skunk.
Yeah, that makes sense. Not a great combination.
Right. And then lastly, they say consider safer alternatives such as party poppers, bubbles.
Isn't that
silly
fun,
string,
guys?
or glow sticks.
Glow sticks.
Yeah. So that's from the Department of Homeland Security. I think all those are pretty valid.
Yes.
I say this because I've seen a lot of firework injuries. I worked in trauma for 3 years, and the amount of firework injuries I saw was astounding.
Oh, I bet. Mostly fingers?
Mostly fingers. One guy came back multiple times, 3 years in a row.
Oh, my God. Should get a friggin' frequent fire
on New
pass.
Year's Eve as well. I know. When he came back for like the 4th time, I was like, buddy, what are we need to have an intervention.
Yeah, what will it take to you to learn a lesson?
And he goes, I know, I keep doing this. And I'm like, one day you're going to come in and it's going to be real bad.
Yeah.
Real bad.
They lose fingers every time? And he just kept doing it? Oh my God, that person's beyond help. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, he's not the only one though.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah.
So, what gender would you say are mostly the ones coming in with these types of injuries, Kristin, if you had to put a percentage on it?
So just from my experience.
Yes.
100% men. 100%.
Wow. What?
100%.
Shocking.
From my experience.
Shocking.
So I have a little tidbit from my own experience of working in trauma. And I only worked in trauma for 3 years. But it was in a state where fireworks are readily available. And so advice number 1, do not hold fireworks in your hand as you're lighting them, because this is how you blow off your fingers.
Yep.
Don't do it. Even like a Roman candle, sometimes those can misfire or you're holding them the wrong way.
God.
Don't do it. Put them on the ground, get some sort of safe stand, secure, light them from there.
Yep.
That is the number 1 injury we saw.
That makes sense.
Fingers. Do not light fireworks off your porch or deck. You will, probably cause severe burns to your legs.
Yep.
And because you cannot move back 35 feet. And B, you'll probably burn your house down.
Yeah.
This is how house fires happen. I'm going to say C, if you're in a high fire risk area, referring back to Eagle Creek Fire 2017.
Yep.
Don't light fireworks.
Yes.
You're gonna cause a major fire, and you're probably gonna kill people in the process by accident because of this fire.
Yep. It's not worth it at all.
Not at all. And lastly, and this is from personal experience, do not put a bunch of different fireworks in a PVC pipe and then close it and then light it, because that's a pipe bomb.
Yeah.
And you're gonna blow off part of your leg.
Yeah.
And
God.
Not great.
No.
So I wouldn't recommend any of those things. And because I've seen them and they're not great. It's not great. It's nice to have all your fingers.
Yeah. I bet it is, preferable to not having them,
And this might be a bit of a downer of an episode.
Yeah.
But I think it's an important one.
Sometimes we got to bring the people down to earth,
right.
Remember
I know 4th of July,
roots.
it's fun. It's fun. It's fun to blow things up. We've done it before as children.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plenty of times.
Yeah.
And the cops were called.
Were they?
Yeah, because remember when we did that thing with Jake where we made that thing called a genie?
Oh, yeah. Jake
and the
loved
whole
a genie.
milk jug blew up that one time?
Yeah, Jake loved a genie.
Yeah. We had to run because of the police.
Oh, yeah. Always run from the police.
Yeah. So don't blow yourself up. Have a lovely holiday.
Yeah.
Just please be safe.
Yeah. Maybe just avoid the fireworks. If you don't
Leave
absolutely
those to
need
the professionals.
Yeah, get a sparkler. Sparkler's enough danger,
Exactly.
You could burn your toes a little bit.
A little bit. They'll recover, hopefully.
Yeah.
And yeah, have a great time, but be safe about it. and maybe leave the bombs to the professionals.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
That's a good way to end it.
Yeah.
I agree. Leave the bombs to the professionals.
Yeah.
Yeah. No need to go blowing yourselves up. You know, we care about you. We want you guys here. We want all your fingers in their respective places.
And your toes.
And your toes. All your phalanges, really.
Yeah.
You know?
So, because we care about you.
Yeah. Care about your phalanges. Care about you.
Yeah. I think it'd be interesting to hear from other countries if they have like a weird fascination with fireworks.
Yeah. Or if that's like an American thing.
Is that an American thing?
I could see like Australians being into it too.
I know Enya's going to have an opinion about this.
Of course she is. Enya, let us know where you stand on fireworks.
Yeah, what are we doing with fireworks in Australia?
It's so dry down there.
It's really dry and they have a lot of fires. So I don't know if that's a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I think especially if you live in a dry area, you really shouldn't be doing this. It seems like not worth the risk, you know, to watch lights go boom in the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Let's end it there.
Yeah. That's our show.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening. We hope you're having a wonderful, patriotic 4th of July. And if you don't live in America, congratulations. Isn't that nice?
Nice.
We're happy for you. We're happy for you. You know, not bitter at all.
No. Enjoy your healthcare.
Yeah. Enjoy your gun-free schools, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you were like, wow, I'm so informed, I need more.
Yeah.
There's I actually have linked the Department of Homeland Security website in the resources.
Nice.
If you're like, I love these girls and I need more, well then, we've got plenty more episodes to listen to. You should go back and listen to them.
Yep.
You can find us on our website at weirdswithfeather.com. You can find us on Instagram at weirdswithfeather. There's a whole Facebook group, big old Facebook chat. Tell us what you think about dolphins and whether they can play trumpets.
Please.
Please. We need more opinions.
Yeah.
And if you're like, hey, how do I keep this going? Well, there's plenty of things to do. You can subscribe and give us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. You can like us on Facebook, right? You can do that.
Yeah,
sure.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. You can leave us a review. We're currently only accepting 5 stars right now.
Yep, let me check the books. And yes, our agent says 5 stars only.
Sure.
Yep.
You can
email us at weirdswithfeather@gmail.com. Send us your interesting warm-up questions, and we'll ask them on the podcast.
Yeah. You can also donate to us at ko-fi/wordswithfeather. Damn it.
/wordswithfeather. You're close.
I was so close.
Yep. That's all right. You guys heard it. You know.
Coffee.com/wordswithfeather.
Yep.
You can donate to us. You can buy us a coffee. And we also have merch available on our website. We're getting a Patreon going. It's in the works.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. All right. That's it.
And that's it. That's our show. Cute little bagel bite for our cute little listeners.
Yeah. Go eat some strawberry shortcake and get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a hot dog.
Yeah. Raspy. Morning dove. What's that?
That was the duck.
Oh.
Okay, see ya. Okay, bye.